I find them. Oh.
We actually met at a sports banquet because we both played a sport at UAM. I cheered and he played football. And after the sports banquet, we were all around just taking pictures. And one of my high school friends and him were laughing at me, and I was turning around and I was like, what are y'all laughing at? But they both like scattered really fast.
We were talking, me and her friend, we were talking about how good she looked. She had this dress on, she looked so beautiful. I couldn't get over it. He was trying to get me to go talk to her, but which I don't normally get nervous around girls, but something about her.
So then I Snapchatted Will and I was like, so why were y'all laughing at me? And he was like, well, you just looked so beautiful and I really wanted to take a picture, but I was too scared to ask you. I told him, I was like, well, we can still take a picture, we could go back. And he was like, well, I'm in Huddle House. I went to his apartment and picked him up. We went back to the Fine Arts Center with one of my friends and she took our picture.
I think she still looked beautiful. She was all worried about not wearing makeup and stuff, but she looked good to me. That's how I like her.
So then I dropped him back off at his apartment and he asked for my number. So I gave him my number and he really just never stopped texting me. And so then one day after, it was about lunchtime, he asked me if I would go to lunch with him. And I told him that I looked horrible, so I really didn't want to go. But my friends were like, no, you should go, you should go. So I ended up going to lunch with him and we never stopped talking after that, still to this day.
The proposal was always planned to be after one of my football games. Since she was a cheerleader and I played football, I thought it would be pretty cool to ask her like that. I'd never found the right time to do it. Either it was a rainy game or we had lost or something. I just didn't know how I was gonna do it.
We had talked about, getting engaged, and I thought, we went to Vegas that summer and we were in this huge Ferris wheel, and I was like, well, I think he's gonna do it there. Well, that didn't happen, and it was literally...
I dropped the ball on that one. That would have been a pretty cool place to propose. I was just set on it being at a football game.
After it didn't happen at the Las Vegas, I was like, well, maybe it'll be at a football game. And the football season was almost over, and so I was like, well, maybe it's not a football game.
Eventually, it was a homecoming game, and she happened to be on the homecoming court. We were all in the tunnel. I'd been talking to my coach about it. He was cool with it. He gave me the thumbs up. Before we started the game, I ran out of the tunnel, got down on a knee and asked her. I was super nervous. I had this whole page of just great stuff that I was gonna say. I felt like Romeo. I maybe got out a sentence that I had wrote down. The rest of it was just like, I love you. I was just so nervous. It was terrible.
I don't really know if I ever said yes either, because...
You nodded your head and I was like, all right, I got that all I did. And the rest is history, but it was pretty cool. It was really cool having the fans around us and all my players cheering me on.
I think he's proposing. When they were in the stands, I think he's proposing down there.
Yeah.
I loved how he did it. It was perfect. So.